Hey guys, it's me Tello here, back to you with another video for today. Now listen up, I need to address something that I feel like is a little elephant in the room, and I don't want to speak on it too long because I want to talk about a couple of these posts on Wowhead as well, and going over Season of Discovery and stuff about Phase 8 that I'm really excited for. But for the most part, I've been noticing in like other creators' chats, because you know I'm a Twitch Andy, right? Selfish plug, Twitch TV, HelloJTello. Much love to you. Down below, come check us out at late nights. You know we be partying and vibing in the club. Shout out to the people who know. But regardless of that, I notice in people's chats that there are people that have never played Season of Discovery before, and they're watching somebody play Season of Discovery, and they ask these questions about, is SOD still alive? I thought SOD died. SOD is trash. This game is not good. And I notice a lot of these people, when you ask them, it's like, well, what do you not like about Season of Discovery? Like, what's the problem with SOD? Yada, yada, yada. They're like, oh, well, I never played SOD, but I refuse to play the trash. Or, oh, I played it very early on, but I quit very, very early on. Oh, I played it, but I got burnt out. And people being burnt out, that's a valid, understandable excuse, because hell, I got burnt out at one point during AQ. I caught up, I did the AQ stuff, and now I'm doing Nax. So fast forward, scratch that off, right? So I try to like think to myself, why do people just not like SOD? Like give it a shot, right? Like that's how I'm thinking in my head. It's really not bad as people are claiming it to be. You can catch up extremely fast by doing the Nightmare Dragons. You get your reels, you can get possible AQ pieces and, you know, pre-BIS pieces, maybe some offhand pieces. You could do the dungeons and get a bunch of reels from there and get all your stuff at the Undermine reel vendor to get your tier 1 or tier 2 gear, so you can catch up, maybe do a couple AQ 10s or 20s or even a 40, and then eventually do some Nax or invasions or whatever you want to do to, you know, get some reputation with the Argent Dawn, etc. And you can get caught up really damn fast and still enjoy the game and prep yourself to play Phase 8, which a lot of people are still going to be doing a lot of the older content anyways, and still catching up. Like every day in Stormwind, I see tons of people on the looking for group bulletin board, looking for groups for lower end dungeons that like you would not expect people to find right now, and people are still doing it. So to all these people that are saying that SOD is not good, SOD is this, SOD is that, why don't you play it? Why don't you actually test it for yourself? Be a part of like a guild and give it a genuine shot and try to have some fun. Because I feel like, honestly, taking the negative route and just saying something is not good is such an easy thing to do nowadays. And I feel like, honestly, for the most part, like a lot of people like rage baiting. I get it. I totally understand. It's easy to rage bait and like get views and just hate on something rather than appreciate something. But when you get called out for it, you have to own up to your shit. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of people that genuinely do that. And I'm not saying this happens all the time in the World of Warcraft community, but this happens, right? And I feel like it's just a little disheartening to the Season of Discovery developers who have put their heads down, they have focused up, and they said, instead of us just announcing everything 1,000 times, like, you know, Agron has always been a very vocal person, but instead of announcing things 1,000 times, we're going to put our heads down, we're going to work on something and release something to you guys that we feel like is pretty special, and hopefully this works out in the future, you know, maybe after BlizzCon to a potential Classic Plus or whatever we rename this to, right? And I like this. I like that mentality. It's not like, you know, you're Todd Howard from Bethesda and you're saying, oh, well, here's 1,000 things and here's some overpromised deliveries. No, they're deciding to put their heads down, work on the product, and try to improve it. And for the most part, they're doing a damn good job. Like, I've been enjoying Season of Discovery so much. Every day I've been playing it. Every night I've been logged on. Whether it's on my Horde character, whether it's I'm helping with some boosts or some summons in Tenaris, or whether I'm on my Alliance character and just working on my Paladin. Like, I literally just been playing World of Warcraft and having fun and enjoying myself. And trying to make gold, you know, earn some keep and, you know, get some new gear, some new bis. And I've been playing with Crusade. Shout out to y'all. Much love to you. And just having a great time. So I genuinely feel like, guys, if you want to come back to SOD, the catch-up is there. There are tons of videos out. I don't even need to make the guides. You could watch Kago. Kago has great guides out there on how to return to Season of Discovery. No Hit Jerome's another great person, how to return to SOD. Hammer Dance. There's tons of people out there, tons of creators that have talked about SOD. Even Ebonheart, shout out to him. A lot of great creators. For the most part, all of them out there. Shout out to Sam Medina, another great creator. All the people from the Classic Roundtable, shout out to y'all as well, that have made Season of Discovery, you know, great and showed you that it is worth coming back to, it's worth getting involved with. And I just feel like there's just people out there that just want to be negative just to be fucking negative. You know what I mean? It's just, it's unfortunate. It really is an unfortunate situation. And like, I just hate the fact that like, that's the typical like status quo because they had that, bad reaction with phase 3, and that affected every single other phase for them, which sucks because it's like, that is not the case. Like, there's so much more to Season of Discovery, and it's growing, and I feel like now that we're reaching that, so-called climax, it's understandable. I'm, for the most part, very looking forward to seeing where it goes with Scarlet Enclave, but now I'm at this point in the video that I just wanted to get that off my chest and let talk with me in the comments below, because I'd rather have a real conversation with you guys, and we can have some actual, reaction in the comments below. With Wowhead, we obviously see that there is the possible 8 bosses that are coming. Now, real quick, I don't want to, talk about this super too long because I know other creators have talked about this already, but the one thing that I'm excited for the most, more than anything, is the Reborn Council fight. Because I genuinely feel like the Reborn Council fight is going to do something that I talked about in my previous video, which I was talking about, like how, there's a potential fight that in Armory there is 11, statues of the Scarlet Crusade, heroes or fallen heroes of the Crusade that we've never seen before. And if we see them in a potential fight in the Scarlet Raid Enclave, of them being reborn and get to see their movesets and what abilities that they do, that would be a very interesting fight. And I'm very excited for this because it's a potential of Herod, possibly returning. We get to see that there are shoulders here as well that are Herod's pauldron, so a revamped shoulder of the traditional Herod shoulder, which was his whole set, by the way, as a warrior back in the day, was one of my favorite things to get, with Ravager and the helmet and the whole 9 yards, right? So I'm really looking forward to what kind of fight this is going to be, and also to the potential of, like, when I was talking about my last video, to see if Sally Whitemane is possibly going to be, returning as well, to see what happened between her time and now in Cataclysm. And I'm also really excited for Lillian Voss, because we get to actually see her life as a person dedicated to the Scarlet Crusade, rather than, everything that happened during the Forsaken storyline with her, and her, like, basically going after those who wronged her. So this is a different Lillian Voss that we're going to be fighting, not the, the same person that we ventured with in Mist of Pandaria, to eventually go through Scarlet Monastery and kill Sally Whitemane with the Blades of the Anointed. So for the most part, I'm all for this, and I'm really excited for this. Of course, I'm also excited for the, the Corrupted Ashbringer and potentially cleansing this. I'm very curious on how this is going to work out. If we're going to kill Calderan and he's going to drop it and then somebody wields it in the raid to cleanse it, or if it's going to be some type of quest that leads to another thing. In order for you to cleanse it, you have to defeat him in the first place. I'm not too sure how it's going to work out, but I definitely think it's going to be very interesting. I'm excited for these key points right here. Of course, all the bosses like Beatrix and everyone else that I'm seeing, of course, they have to add another dragon as well. And I believe, if I'm pronouncing this correct, I'm always stuttering in these videos, Solastraza. The name is Solastraza, following the naming convention of dragons in Azeroth. So, yet another dragon that we're going to be fighting. That's going to be a very interesting fight, so stay to the side as always, boys. And also, finally, Balnazar, which we obviously, we've seen in Stratholme, but I guess he's truly not gone. It's going to be very interesting. I'm looking forward to this fight probably being a 2-phase fight, maybe even a 3-phase fight. Who the hell knows? Very intrigued about this for the most part. But I'll say this much. I think it's going to be really exciting, and I'm wondering what you guys think in the comments below. What kind of surprises await us in the Scarlet Enclave? Now, as far as, potential new quests and content available in Season Discovery Phase 8, we're going to be seeing a bunch of new things happening. It seems like there's new content in the Eastern Plaguelands and the Returns of the Scarlet Enclave Raid. Players who have completed the Phase 7 quest Scarlet activities may speak with Leonid Bartholomew. I can't even pronounce that fucking name, but give him 3 Hershey kisses. And the revered in Light's Hope to accept the quest at Unrest at Tyr's Hand. That's the name of the quest. The quest splits off into a few different quest lines related to the Scarlet Enclave content. The quest also leads directly into the new continent, New Avalon, and once players have completed the quest, Gather Intelligence, they will gain access to the New Avalon's Scarlet Disguise system, which you're going to need in order to be there. Infiltrate New Avalon. Go behind enemy lines in disguise as you infiltrate the town of New Avalon with the Scarlet Enclave prior to the events that transpire within the raid. This is a small crafting-focused town with access to a few common city services such as a bank, a neutral auction house, and an alchemy lab. To navigate New Avalon in relative safety, all armor crafting professions will have access to 8 new recipes for their respective armor types. Most of these drops from the Crusaders local to the area, while a few only can be acquired from the Scarlet Enclave itself. These recipes are be able to bought, sold, and traded, which is really nice. Once you complete the Gather Your Intelligence from the Scarlet Inquisitor Calderan at the Scarlet Base Camp west of Tyr's Hand, you will gain access to the quest New Avalon and also receive a Scarlet Insignia, which can be used alongside 4 of these crafted items or in your tier set to blend in with the townsfolk of New Avalon. So while disguised, most of its residents are friendly to you, and few among them even have new quests for new profession recipes, such as bigger bags, cooking feasts, and more, which we've seen already on the data mines. Beware, when mingling with the citizens, Scarlet Bloodhounds will not be fooled by your disguise, and the Crusaders are determined to ensure that the intruders do not live to see tomorrow. And on the PTR, a lot of these Bloodhounds were infecting people with rabies, which was a very annoying thing that they were putting on the players. So that it's going to be annoying to fight them to begin with, but probably not too hard if you have a group of people to kill them, right? Regardless of that, Byron Steel Blade, the Scarlet Quartermaster, will offer weekly quests to either craft or donate equipment in exchange for a Scarlet Junk Box. Those boxes contain tarnished undermine reels, which seems like they're continuing the reel system, and a variety of crafting mats, and contain a Crusader's Chalice. In addition to the tier tokens, the Crusader Chalice can be exchanged alongside a piece of your disguise for a matching tier item of your choice. This is not the only method to obtain these pieces, and traditional tier tokens will also be available inside the Scarlet Enclave raid when it becomes available. To facilitate easier testing on the PTR, there's a vendor in Stormwind, Orgrimmar, and New Avalon that should allow you to purchase the disguise recipes directly. And then finally, the Undermine reel cap has been increased from 250 to 150. And as far as hotfixes, as of yesterday, there seems to be a PvP hotfix, and I've been seeing some people already say that their damage definitely feels like it's been nerfed, which, you know, it is unfortunate, but let's see what this is all about. It seems like up to 50% health increase in Battlegrounds has now been officially removed. The global damage reduction to spells in PvP have been increased from 50 physical to 60 magic, was 25 physical, and 40 magic, so that is a 25% upgrade from physical and a 20% upgrade from magical. So 60% magic reduction and 50% physical reduction. Developer notes players should now have a 50% more effective health in PvP against both physical and magical damage in the open world. And in PvP, Battlegrounds should feel unchanged. So they're basically saying that you will feel this in any activity outside of an instance, but within instance BG, it should feel like nothing has ever changed. I'm gonna have to test some BGs tonight and see if that is, necessarily true, but I'm very much looking forward to the open world testing. I did a little STV last night, but I didn't get to really test it as much as I wanted to. We did a couple, kills. Sometimes I felt like there was a burst, sometimes there was not, but I gotta give more further testing in order to give this like a fair analysis. But for the most part, guys, that's really it for the video. I know I had my speech early on in the beginning, but I truthfully mean what I say. I genuinely think Season of Discovery is a fun time, man. And don't let a bunch of party poopers and naysayers try to deter you from saying it's not fun. They're not having fun because they're choosing not to have fun. They're not having fun because they're choosing not to play the game. And if they're not having fun and they are playing the game, then please voice your comments in the chat below, and we can have some great conversations about that. And hopefully, maybe a developer, whoever knows, sees what you have to say and maybe they try to fix it. But for the most part, I'd rather have actual intellectual conversations rather than people just say, oh well, this sucks, but you never even tried the game, or this sucks, but you quit at an early phase and never gave it a further shot when the game got so much more better. And in my opinion, like I said, SOD's been the best it's ever been, and I'm having a really fun time. And that's all that counts, is having fucking fun, right, guys? So, much love to you. Keep on keeping on, all that good stuff. And amigos, I'll catch y'all in the next one. Oh yes, oh yes. It tastes like that, water from a fountain in high school when it used to shoot out to the top and you didn't have nothing all day because you were fully parched. Much love to ya!